Mother of God. A Lord of the Rings reboot for a modern audience is now happening. I can't possibly tell you how excited I am that Frodo will finally be trans. That's right. Warner Brothers is now revamping the Lord of the Rings film franchise. Wow, I just can't wait for this. I just can't wait. Like, you broke back Mount Doom. I mean, my voiceover guy is going to have a field day with this stuff. They're going to have a Sam and Frodo hookup scene, the body positive ring wraith. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for Nazguls to be overweight. Buy your original trilogy extended edition Lord of the Rings Blu-rays. Buy an extra Blu-ray player. Make sure you rip a digital copy of those DVDs and then never worry about anything that says Lord of the Rings ever again. And we're going to get into the story after a super quick word from this video sponsor. That's right, it's your boy, Raid Shadow Legends. Check this out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Fun fact, there are approximately 8 billion humans in the world that could be playing Raid Shadow Legends right now, so why waste time? You might as well start right now. Look, Raid may look super complex when you first start playing the game, but you want to focus on getting your starter champ to level 60 as quick as possible, join a clan to start fighting the clan boss, upgrade your artifacts, don't waste skill tomes, and if you're stuck, do the progress missions. And I know you've probably seen me play Raid Shadow Legends on stream or talk about it before. I've got some great news. Love is in the air, and even in the world of Raid, now players can enjoy a special Valentine's Day themed adventure with Raid Love Quest. All you need to do to get involved is to download Raid Shadow Legends from the links below, copy your in-game player ID, and then head over to raidlovequest.polarium.com. There you enter your player ID and set out on this heartfelt quest running from February 14th to March 14th. Play one of the Valentine's Day themed mini-games for a chance to win some fantastic in-game and real-life prizes, including Valentine's Day themed Raid champions and even Amazon gift cards worth up to $1,000. If you're an existing Raid player, you can still share the love too. Go to raidlovequest.polarium.com to find a special promo code that everyone can use to get a small Valentine's Day gift. Oh, and if you're looking to take your arena team up a notch, this month's Prime Gaming Drop for Raid features Genbo the Dishonored, a powerful Void champion who's really strong in PvP, and he's available until March 2nd, so you're not going to want to miss out. I've been playing Raid for a very long time on stream and on my mobile phone, and I absolutely love the game. And there's even more. New players can use my link or scan the QR code up here and get a free starter pack with this cool in-game loot. So help support the channel, try a free awesome game on iOS, Android, or your PC, and I look forward to seeing you in the game in Raid. My name's Colt's dad, and if you're quick, you can join my clan. The link's in the description down below. I'll see you in the game. So, of course, Warner Brothers is saying they're doing a new Lord of the Rings movie set at Warner. No, absolutely not. Warner Brothers is revamping. No. Bossman says, probably for the best. The old movies didn't reflect a modern audience. Oh, shout out to Bossman. Nice tweet. Bro, I hope you're trolling because this soft. He's kidding. You have this picture of a young captain of Gondor absolutely ripping a heater. Gets more likes than Warner Brothers shouldn't make the movie. It's got 4,000 likes compared to 1,600. Nobody wants this. After all, why not? Why shouldn't I reboot it? No, I mean, Lord of the Friends. I mean, you already ruined you already did the Lord of the Rings of Power, the Ring-a-ling-a-ding-dong, which is an absolute abomination. There's no way, by the way, that Amazon's going 5 seasons with that, unless they completely revamp it. Galadriel's the worst part of that show, easily, followed by the writers. I suppose really the writers are the worst part of the show. Here's a good meme. You have my sword, you have my bow, you have my preferred pronouns. Why? There's no reason to do this. There's so many original stories waiting to be put onto the big screen and the remake madness. I mean, it's like no, everyone disliked that. Just getting absolutely demolished. Now, even then, screw that. Warner Brothers just destroyed the Rings of Power. With Warner Brothers working on a new Lord of the Rings movie in the near future, the news has possibly destroyed the Rings of Power. The Rings of Power may have potentially just been destroyed by Warner Brothers, set in Middle-earth. The Rings of Power isn't the same time period of Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power focuses on a lesser-known period of Middle-earth history, one that Tolkien explored in the Silmarillion, which is a blueprint for the Lord Rings of Power timeline. The latter is set around 1,000 years before the narrated events in The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings even happened. It seems that Warner Brothers wants to take advantage of the success and fame of the Lord of the Rings franchise once again, even if this may affect the future success of Amazon's Rings of Power. However, the studio announced its intention of making more Lord of the Rings films. By the way, no, it was enough when you did a freaking 3-part Hobbit movies. Like it was no, the trilogy was all that ever needed to exist. Everything else sucked. And those you already got your cash grab. You already got your cash grab. The studio announced its intention of making more Lord of the Rings films. In fact, not only does Warner Brothers intend on making new Lord of the Rings movie, but it seems to be set in the similar time as the much beloved Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. This is bad news for the Rings of Power. Why? Rings of Power sucked. Nobody cares about it. Wait till you dude, when you see season 2 viewership for Rings of Power, I will predict at least a 40% drop off. The meme economy kind of kept it episode 1, season 2 will be high because people will be like, oh, okay, did they fix anything? But nobody cares about it. It's a complete disaster. Now, unfortunately, the new movie will likely be in direct competition with Rings of Power. While on the whole, Rings of Power is favorably received by critics, it was less loved by the general audience. This is down to a few reasons, but one of them could be the audience didn't and likely won't care as much about the characters in the Rings of Power TV show that same way that they did for the movies. If the new movies bring back familiar characters, it's certain to draw more attention away from Rings of Power. I don't think so. I think if it's good, if the Rings of Power was good, this wouldn't even matter. This wouldn't even matter. You see, Lord of the Rings reboot inspires outrage from fans. We get it already. Y'all hate Tolkien. Leave the series alone, several fans urge. Fans of the blockbuster Lord of the Rings franchise came out in force on Twitter after it was announced that another film in the series was in the works. Warner Brothers Movie Studio announced Thursday that the studio had struck a deal to make multiple films based off the beloved book from J.R.R. Tolkien, Variety reported. The project will be developed through WB label New Line Cinema, which produced the original 3 films by Peter Jackson back in 2001 and 2003. While some fans were upset that it has rejected the suggestion the series needed a reboot, others posed creative ideas that could make light of the situation. Lord of the Rings humor account J.R. Jokin teased that Warner Brothers was taken after the Marvel franchise and releasing endless spin-offs for their Middle-earth cinematic universe. Breaking, WB has announced a release schedule for the new LOTR movies in their new Middle-earth cinematic universe. The account tweeted with fake movie poster images. I mean, it's just, look, I love Lord of the Rings. But I don't want more movies. If they're not about Sam running for mayor of the Shire, or Legolas and Gimli hunting orcs buddy cop style while traveling Middle-earth, or Bilbo living in Rivendell writing, singing, napping, and accidentally solving a murder. I mean, could you bring back the original characters? Yeah, they'd all be older, but breaking Toby, hobbits first discover how to make the finest herb in South Farthing. But there's stiff local competition. Hear me out. New trilogy where the entire movie is just Tom Bombadil. The second one is Arwen and Faramir in the House of Healing, and the third is Scouring of the Shire. Make the entire series about Tom Bombadil. No, I don't want more. Yes, a feature-length Tom Bombadil rom-com. I don't want any more. Yeah, please leave the series alone. Just let it rest in paradise. We get it already. You hate Tolkien, mercy. All I can say is that do not go see these movies. I mean, that's all you can really do to fight this is just reject it. Reject it outright. Every single piece of marketing that they put out, every single piece of tweets that they put, it has to get absolutely a deluge of hate, because when is it going to stop? The Rings of Power, the ring-a-ling-a-ding-dong, okay, sucked. Terrible. Garbage. Puh. Okay, we get it, Galadriel, strong, independent women who don't need no man. But she's also an insufferable brat. Nobody likes her. She's completely unlikable. I don't know who she's supposed to be relatable to. The rest of the characters of the show are forgettable, and there's just no reason to be watching it. It's all about money. It's never not been all about money. Yes, there will be a new trilogy that will be rebooted for the modern era. Sorry, I can't wait to get back in studio. Man, I'm so pumped. I'm totally rejuvenated from this trip. By the way, I want to shout out everyone, by the way, who checked out Coffee Brand Coffee too. I've got a 15% off sale today only. Flash 15 is the promo code. That promo code really will expire in 24 hours. So if you're thinking about trying it out, go get it. Let me know what you think. Is there a trilogy that could even exist that you would want to watch? Is there a trilogy that could even exist that you want to watch? For me, no. I would rather they released yet another Lord of the Rings super duper special edition with like a lock of Peter Jackson's beard. And I would pay $200 for that, $300 for that, if it ensured that they did not make more Lord of the Rings movies. This is like, oh, it's like Ghostbusters all over again. Like, I know it's not the same, but you get what I'm like. I don't want any more Ghostbusters movies. I don't want any more Lord of the Rings movies. I don't want any more Star Wars movies. It's just like move on, create something new. But that's just one man's opinion. I hope to hear from you in the comment section down below. If you haven't yet, I hope today I will earn your subscription. There's a button down below, a red subscribe button. If you haven't yet, turn notifications on so you actually get notified when I upload, and we'll talk to you again real soon.